Hello guys, welcome back to DISNEY Dreamlight Valley. So, we got some more news about DLC, but before we get there, just wanted to make sure to mention that there's been an issue with the cloud save that Gameloft just yesterday posted about. The issue has been happening over the last couple of days. Some people potentially have lost some progress on their games. There's been an issue with the cloud save, so right now the issue is resolved. So if you didn't have any issues, it should be fixed, so you shouldn't lose any progress anymore. But if you were affected by the cloud save thing, if you accidentally pressed keep the cloud save, load the cloud save when prompted, it might have overwritten your local progress and you might have lost some progress. So if that happened to you, please reach out to Gameloft. I'm gonna link the link for customer care in the description. They've been really good at fixing this. A lot of people had this issue and they all reported as soon as they reached out, it's been fixed within a couple of hours. So if you had this issue, please check this out. And yeah, good job Gameloft fixing this so quickly. Now we got a couple more articles about the upcoming DLC. Huge shout out to Justin once again. I don't know how Justin does it. When this update, the reveal first came out, I tried to look for as many articles with some information as possible. I couldn't find these. I don't know how he finds them, but he sent me 3 more articles. Each of them has little bits and pieces about the new update that weren't known before. So subscribe to find out more about Wishblossom Ranch DLC. And let's jump right into it. All right, so all these articles are going to be linked in the description if you wanna read them by yourself. The first article comes from Esports Insider, and I'm not going to read the whole thing. I'm just going to focus on the moments that we weren't aware about before. If you want to know everything about this DLC, I have 2 videos. One is like the breakdown of everything that we knew at the moment of the reveal. Then another video when I go through 3 more articles, and now this one to add even more missing pieces into the entire DLC breakdown. So the person who wrote this article got a chance to play the new DLC. That's what Gameloft did. They invited multiple publications, journalists to be able to experience the new DLC, and then they all wrote about their experiences. And some people managed to experience some very niche things that were actually not revealed before. So let's take a look at a couple of those things. I designed my own steed in the show floor. There are so many tiny adjustments, so much attention to detail that at some point I just stood there grinning and watched as the new sliders transformed into a companion that felt just like mine. The alpine biome glitters, the air seems clear, the snow crunches softly, and suddenly it makes perfect sense that DISNEY Dreamlight Valley is now getting riding. It fits. So this is something that we knew, that we would be able to customize the horses, but this shows off how much of customization we're actually gonna get. Sliders. Lots of sliders. So potentially we would be able to change shapes and colors and lengths of potentially different body parts, just like we have sliders in regular. When they say sliders, I'm guessing it's going to be stuff like changing, like this kind of Sims character builder. Even in DISNEY Dreamlight Valley, we don't have sliders when we're customizing our characters. We just select from a few pre-selected options. And I feel like the horses actually, according to almost every article I read about this DLC, the level of customization is going to be even higher than character customization, which is pretty insane. Alright, so now a little bit more about Snow White and Tinkerbell. Snow White brings calm, warmth, and that quiet sense of caring that makes perfect sense on the range. Tinkerbell, on the other hand, is the little firework, always a step too fast, always a little curiously too close to the magic. Both get their own storylines and friendship quests anchored in the new biomes. This doesn't feel like a badge, but rather like 2 voices giving the valley something new. Other faces have been winked at behind the scenes, but even with these 2, the ranch immediately has personality. I feel like they did the same thing in every DLC. When you first think about it, it's hard to find connection between the characters they chose for the biomes and like the vibe But then once you start playing through the quest, you understand exactly why this character was placed there, and it's good to hear that the new characters also have the same feeling. Okay, now this is interesting. The word mounts sounds like a comfort, but there is more. Horses become companions that not only make you faster, but also support you in your everyday life. In the hands-on experience, I was able to water, harvest, ping ores, which is mining, collect trash, and glide across the fields in a pleasant flow from the saddle. Excuse me? How do you glide on a horse? Now, this one is a little bit confusing to me, but so far we've heard that you can do pretty much any activity on a horse. And this is the first time I've seen somebody mention that you can collect trash, which I'm guessing is removing obstacles, maybe night thorns. It genuinely seems that every single activity will be able to do on a horse. And there's even more about it in the next upcoming articles. You feed your horse daily, brush it, build friendships, unlock accessories, and teach it skills that actually make a difference. It's not just decoration, it's a living part of your village. So many people talk about skills. It seems like it's more than just ability to do certain actions on a horse, so I cannot wait to find out the details about it. There is also going to be more details about the accessories for horses coming up in the next articles. Maximus from Rapunzel isn't just fan service. He seems like the perfect ranch partner. In the game, he helps with animal care, guides you through quests, and makes management easier in early stages. What impressed me was the quality of the animations. Movements feel smooth, turns are smooth, and the riding camera is positioned so you can keep an eye on both an animal and the environment. It sounds small, but it's the difference between dismounting after 10 minutes and still smiling through the valley after 2 hours. I agree. Usually these small details, like the fluidity of the motion, how much does it feel as a natural extension versus a gimmick? And so far, every single article says it doesn't feel like a gimmick. It feels like a very, very well thought out feature. And also, it sounds like Maximus, even though he is a horse companion, is gonna have more of a role. It's not gonna... You probably... Sounds like you'll be able to talk to him. Otherwise, how would he guide you through quests? I cannot wait to see how it's implemented. The ranch is nestled in an alpine landscape that breathes differently than previous zones. Cool colored areas. I love that. Crackling fireplaces. Okay. Wood, stone, quiet bells somewhere on the slope. It's cozy, but mature enough not to be just cotton candy. I found paths that elegantly transform into little circuits. My god, this sounds so exciting. Just take my money. Took on mini obstacles on horseback. There are many obstacles in the ranch that you can practice with your horse. So, does that mean we can jump on a horse? Like, seriously, what does that mean? Mini obstacles. We cannot jump in Disney Dreamlight Valley. If we gain an ability to jump, what if we can jump over small items on a horse? Once again, pure speculation, but this is what this is giving me the vibe for. It sounds insane. And then return to the flower beds without losing the spirit. Wish blossoms, small shrines, weathered fences, everything is placed as if someone had once actually lived here. It's precisely their traces that make restoration emotionally tangible. That sounds amazing. And people, the flowers! I don't know, but developers and artists have worked their magic so powerfully. The flowers in the new biome somehow completely captivated me and were so beautiful that since the showcase, I can hardly wait to ride through them for hours with my new friends. I mean, the flowers look fantastic. Absolutely stunning. I hope it has a 2x2 little squares grid. And if flowers don't excite you, you'll certainly be intrigued by the new animal companion, a variation of geese. Seriously, they're incredibly cute and have a ton of character. Geese do have a ton of character. I hope they're not gonna chase us and bite us, because that's what some geese do. All right, now let's talk more about customization of horses. The horse tool. So you know how we get a tool with every DLC? Well, it might be a tool in this DLC as well. The tool that's customizing horses. I don't know why we need a tool for that. I kind of prefer... I hope it doesn't mean that we're gonna have like a whole separate tool on the tool wheel because that would be a little bit clunky, but just the menu maybe that we can access. Coat colors, patterns, saddles, brittles. I don't even know what that is, but I'm excited. Bows, small tags, functional and cosmetic slots that aren't overwhelming, but offer enough depth to make your animal unique. What do you mean by functional slots? Do we get extra storage on a horse? I don't know, but this sounds like it's not just cosmetic, but it's also functional, and I'm excited for it. Gardening, mining, tidying up, collecting rewards, chatting with neighbors, another activity confirmed now that is possible to do on a horse. So if we need to talk to somebody, if you're doing a quest, you don't have to dismount your horse. And making progress on your ranch project, that's the heartbeat of the game anyway. With mounts, this gameplay loop feels as if someone had secretly adjusted the speed to its optimum level. You jump between menus less, stay more immersed in the world, and the new obstacle courses add a playful touch at certain points, making progress tangible without disturbing the tranquility. Another mention of obstacle courses! How can we possibly have obstacle courses without jumping? We can jump. We're gonna be able to jump in Disney Dreamlight Valley, not by ourselves, but by a horse. That's insane. The decay is more than a plot device. It makes the valley seem vulnerable and lends weight to your actions. Snow White as a patient anchor figure, Tinkerbell as an impatient beacon of hope, and in between them Maximus as a reliable worker. The trio works because it sounds archetypal yet plays out concretely. Okay, this author really has a way with words. I especially liked that the quests don't paint everything over with glitter. You repair fences, collect lost leads, bring animals home, and feel the ranch breathing again. Okay, this is good. Collect lost leads. That's interesting. Now, this is interesting. Behind the scenes, a team on fire. I've rarely had a developer meeting where there was so much laughter and at the same time such meticulous discussion about little details. Saddle padding, path widths, camera pans during jumping, the interaction wheel on the horse. All of these things were discussed. You can tell that these people know why the fans launched this particular game every day. The passion was palpable, and it's evident in the builds. Gameloft, without even seeing the DLC, I'm already excited, so you did a great job with this so far, and I cannot wait for the release. Also, interaction wheel on a horse? Yes, please. Also, interestingly, path widths. I wonder if you on a horse are going to have a wider hitbox, because we can take horses everywhere. This is going to be confirmed in one of the next articles. So I am curious if that's like something that I need to take account when decorating my valley, because if I have the path that is too narrow, I might not be able to fit there on the horse. So the full launch will take place on October 15th. Well, it's not the launch, it's the showcase where we're going to find out more details, but the launch is going to be in November. I expect more characters, more companions from Disney Universe, and a clear roadmap that also outlines the year 2026. Absolutely. Super excited. Thank you so much, Linda, for this article. Definitely showed us quite a few things we didn't know about. Let's move to the next one. All right, the next article is from Game Together. Your paddock can accommodate several horses. You can choose whether you want to mount a steed from a well-known Disney film, like Maximus, or create your own look. For the Gamecom demo, we opted for a bright, colorful horse. So it seems like the options for colors are actually sounds like unlimited. You could probably make like a rainbow horse if you wanted to. You can choose the main, base colors, saddle, decorations, and much more. Your animals have multiple speed levels, so there's probably going to be the same like with the character, the running, and the walking. I wonder if you'll be able to switch between them, or how is it going to work? I guess we're going to wait and see. Furthermore, you can also perform all the tasks. Okay, completing quests, collecting items, having conversations. You don't have to dismount. Another article to confirm that. Snow White waved happily to us while Tinkerbell was searching for Peter Pan. That does sound like a Peter Pan version of Tinkerbell. She was obsessed with him. And the final article is by Game Craves. You can also make your own horse straight out of your dreams and find new accessories for it in the world by digging around for treasure and doing your normal things as a drop. So is that how we get horse accessories? By digging like some treasure spots? And it says doing your normal things is a drop. So maybe if you're doing something on a horse, any activity, just like memories dropping every once in a while, maybe there's gonna be like some kind of accessories for horses just randomly dropping every once in a while. That sounds like an interesting thing. And now this is probably the most important thing that we kind of were hinted on, but this article actually comes out and straight up says it. Horses aren't locked behind the third DLC area because you can even take them back to the original hub and the other DLC areas. So we can ride horses absolutely anywhere in the main valley, in any of the DLCs. So that once again kind of opens up the question, would horses fit in the same spaces the characters would? My guess is probably not. If you have maybe 1x1 path, I don't think horse is gonna fit in there. So yeah, maybe I should wait to see how much space do I need for a horse before I decorate my valleys, or just assume that I'm gonna need a lot and I better start making the paths much wider. There will be 3 biomes. They showed me the normal grassy area, but also a pretty big snow biome that was a lot bigger than I expected it to be. You can do most of the things that you can do in a normal area there as well, and it really serves as a place to make some beautiful themed villages. Yes, please. Villager on the mountain in a snowy biome? Count me in. They added a ton of new buildings that you can make into the game, and they showed off what they made. I honestly thought it was all just base area, but no, they made all the cool buildings themselves and made it really feel like a small village square. Wait a second. Buildings that you can make in the game? What does that mean? I don't know. The way this reads is that you can actually make your own buildings. Am I crazy here? Because it says it's not. They thought it was just a base area, like it was pre-built there. But no, they made all the cool buildings themselves. And then it says a ton of new buildings that you can make into the game. Guys, am I reading this wrong? Unless there is some kind of misunderstanding, it sounds to me like we can actually customize buildings. At least certain buildings in this DLC. Like an actual houses. Like maybe we'll get a chance to like place different kinds of cottages in the village to create like a village and then change their shapes a little bit, maybe colors. I don't know, pure speculation, but this is exactly how it reads to me. Let me know in the comments if I'm reading this wrong. Something that I really liked was a new duck companion. Oh my god, that's not a duck, it's a goose. Unless we have geese and ducks, which would actually make sense. That would be sick. It just kept following the dev around when he was playing, and even when taking pictures, it really stole the show, always managing to stay in the frame. And it was super funny how it walked. I think they're talking about the goose. And this is everything we got so far. I think we've learned a lot of new things. Some things that we speculated got confirmed. Some completely new mechanics. I'm getting more excited every minute. I doubt they're gonna release anything before September 15, but September 15 is only in about 3 weeks. That is incredible. We're gonna find out everything about DLC in 3 weeks, and there is gonna be a massive watch party, so you're invited if you're watching this. I hope to see you on a watch party on October 15th on this channel. I think it's gonna be epic. And if you're also watching this, just want to tell you you're awesome. Thank you so much for being here. If you're new, I would love to earn your sub and a like for this video. It would mean a lot. If you are not new, it's so nice to have you here. Thank you so much for all the love and support. And another video is coming tomorrow, as any other, every single day. So if you want some daily Disney Dreamlight Valley content, dream snaps, decorating, all kinds of stuff, this is the place for it. Thank you for watching. Subscribe for more DDV, and I'll see you later, dreamers. Take care.
Oh, nice day we're having, isn't it?
Oh, it's wonderful. Woohoo!
Amazing. Gotta tell you, it is really beautiful here. Nice to see you.
Oh, hello.
Are you seeing this?